Hi, welcome to episode 11 of Beat the First Man. Into December now, so thank you once again to all you new subscribers and all you watching the videos so far. We're up to 85 subscribers now, so again, thank you. We're getting close to that 100 figure that we were pushing for by Christmas. Last week's episode was actually the third most watched episode of all the episodes we've done. So to all you who watched for the first time, thank you so much. To you continued viewers, thank you again. It means everything. It's why I do it. So keep watching, keep spreading the word, and let's make this as successful as we can. We had our first ever thumbs down last week, which was a bit surprising. I didn't see it coming, but there we go. That's an error. YouTube didn't mean to put that on there. It's that one we're looking for, not that one. So ignore that one, press that one. So anyway, on with the show. This week's show will have 4D is back after a week off. We've got a Tales of the Unexpected and a little Shouty band mashup, so that's something to be looking forward to. You guys are so spoiled, honestly. Ted returns with another little Knob of the Week award. We've got another zooming in this week with Oxfordshire-based musician Tom Davies, and absolutely loads more. So let's get on with things. We'll start with the Lineal European and Lineal UEFA Cup. So it had a bit of a twist this week. Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid both defended their trophies last weekend, and then they actually went head-to-head in midweek. So it came out that the winners would take home the European Cup, the losers the UEFA Cup, and if it was a draw, they would retain their respective trophies. It looked like Madrid were going to take the trophy back to Spain with them, the European Cup, but a late Thomas Muller penalty meant that Bayern Munich retained the trophy for the 8th time. They will now defend that today against RB Leipzig, a tricky game and one where they could slip up. So let's see how it pans out. It's got the potential for upset. Atletico Madrid, they face Valladolid. So at the end of tonight, let's see where the trophies end up. I know they will end up in Germany and Spain. I meant with which clubs. Stop sitting on your sofa drinking your coffee, being a smart ass. Just watch and enjoy. Good luck today to our friends at Stoke Gabriel FC. You may remember from last week that they could play Plymouth Marge on today. It's their first game back since lockdown. Mark Richardson, the manager, aka Gaffer Savage, as I believe he's now known, predicted the run would come to an end in this match. So all eyes on that one. Let's see if I'm still wearing the shirt next week, or can they get that elusive first win. So good luck the Stokies. Let's see if we can do it today. So we didn't have 4D last week, but this week it's back and it's a well-deserved winner. So obviously there'll be a few of you out there who might not have seen the show before, so we need to explain what 4D is about. So it's that's 3Ds, and it's doff my cap. So 4D, simple. Real big budget stuff this podcast is, honestly. Costs me thousands every week, a toilet roll and an old cloth cap. Anyway, so this week it's all about Marine FC. They currently play in the Northern Premier League Division 1 Northwest, which is 3 leagues below the National League. It's 8 leagues below the top flight, if you want to really put it into perspective, if you don't know your non-league pyramids. They had to play against Havant and Waterlooville last week in the FA Cup second round. But due to COVID restrictions, they've actually only played 5 league matches all season. And this was their first game since October. They had no training. They were actually given special dispensation to play this match because it was an FA Cup second round game. So after 90 minutes, they put in a real battling performance, and it was actually 0-0. And they took the game into extra time. Just what they needed, having not played in so long and not trained in so long, is to go and have another 30 minutes of extra time on a miserable Sunday at Marine. But anyway, they dug in. They actually almost snuck it, where they hit the post in extra time, but the game went on and it looked like it was heading towards penalties. But then in injury time, literally the very depths, I've had to go to my notes, no post-it notes, look, see, full A4 paper. A deep free kick by James Barragan was turned back into the danger zone by Anthony Miley, and Niall Cummins dived in amongst the boots. By his own admission, he closed his eyes expecting a kick in the face. The ball actually struck his shoulder and looped into the net to give them a famous win. So through to the third round. So Monday night we had the FA Cup draw, not like the old traditional days of when I was a kid and used to clam around your radio in the school playground to hear who your team had got in the third round. No, it was done by Mr. Savage, not the Stoke Gabriel one, the ex Strictly Come Dancing stroke 606 presenter one. And he drew out Marine FC versus Tottenham. what a draw. Absolute dream for them, and just reward really for the efforts they put in last week. So to all at Marine FC, I doff my cap, 4D, Marine FC, and I will actually give you a little round of applause. Great effort. Well done, lads. Anyway, time for a bit of this. Yeah, the appalling 70s theme tune from Tales of the Unexpected. Apparently, that was a real famous, well thought of theme tune. I think it's bloody awful, but it fits really nicely with this segment of the show. Anyway, it's a proper mashup this week. So we're having Tales of the Unexpected meets Little Shouty Man. So. And it's all about the demand for 5 substitutes and the antics of a certain Mr. Klopp at Liverpool. So he's been banging on about the need for 5 subs and TV companies switching kickoff times. In fact, last week he actually accused the TV company of injuring one of his players by moving the kickoff time. So anyway, with the 5 subs thing, I thought I was going to do a bit of digging. And it made for some proper interesting reading. So here's the Tales of the Unexpected bit. In their 10 matches in the Premier League, bearing in mind he's moaned about 5 subs almost every week since the season kicked off. In their 10 matches in the Premier League this season, Mr. Klopp has only used his full 3 sub allocation 8 times. So in 20% of matches, he's actually left 2 subs sitting on the bench, 1 in each game, who haven't done anything, to rest his overworked players. His words, not mine. Okay, but it gets more interesting. Listen to this. Strap yourselves in. Game 1, he used his 3rd sub in the 89th minute. Game 2, 3rd sub, 86th minute. Game 3, 3rd sub, 90th minute. Game 4, bit more respectable Jurgen, 3rd sub, 68th minute. Game 5, 3rd sub, 91st minute. Game 6, 2 subs. Game 7, 3rd sub, 90th minute. Game 8, 2 subs. Game 9, 2nd and 3rd sub, 89th minute. Game 10, 3rd sub, 74th minute. So based on 4 minutes of stoppage time, and I'm being kind because there'd have been 3 in a few games, the 3rd substitute of Liverpool FC this season has played an average of 7.5 minutes and has come on in the 88th minute. So mash-up time. Little Shouty Man, take it from here. Right, we all know it's a different type of season. We all know the players are putting an awful lot into this season. There's the international games, the European competitions, the league games. We also know that the big top Premier League sides have got massive squads. Right, so it's it's yin and yang. It does, what's bad is here, is good is here. Anyway, so he's constantly ranting about the need for 5 substitutes. What would be the point? He's not using 3. All he would have is more subs sitting on the bench doing nothing. His counteraction for that is he says he daren't bring any subs on any earlier, but for fear that someone will get injured after he's brought on his 3rd sub. So, Jurgen, probably best you don't go out of the house today. There's a bus coming later down your street, and I'm just a bit worried. In fact, I'm a little bit feared for you. You might get hit by it. It's ridiculous. Well, you wouldn't stay in your house for fear you might get hit by a bus outside. It's just an utter smokescreen. I think the truth is, Mr. Klopp feels under a little bit of pressure this year because I think he feels that his sides are a little bit vulnerable at times. They still do well. They're still up near the top of the league. I think they're 2nd. But I think he knows there's a few more chipping away at him this year, and I think he's feeling the pressure. Hence why he's putting up this smokescreen of the 3rd subs. The kickoff times is a little bit of a point. But the one he was ranting about last week when he accused BT Sport of injuring his players, they'd actually played in Liverpool on the Wednesday night and had a 12:30 kickoff on the Saturday. They hadn't played in the Ukraine and flown back. They played in Liverpool. This week, he's got no excuse. They had a Champions League game in the week. I can't remember if it was Tuesday or Wednesday, to be honest, because it all just blends into one. But this week, they're playing on Sunday evening, so he's got no excuse whatsoever. Let's see if he's got anything to moan about on Sunday evening. But so my message from little Shouty Man to Mr. Klopp, hör auf zu weinen. If you don't know what that means, I didn't. I Google translated it. Stop whining. Just get on with it. Play the game. Anyway, time to lighten the mood. Here's the star of the show. It's what we've all been waiting for. All right, Ted, how we doing, mate? Yeah, he's all good, thank you. Good to see you actually smelling a bit better as well this week, it has to be said. I have to say, you were a disgrace last week. We actually had complaint emails from parents of youngsters who watch this show. What do people expect for a Hollywood star who isn't allowed to talk? I'm not being funny. You can just make a bit of an effort. You'll get an effort this week. I'm going to show off some of my acting skills. Now, this is what we signed up for, Ted. This is what I paid all that money to that bloke off eBay from. Little knob of the week. This is what it's all about. Did you get many nominations this week, Ted? Multiple, and all for the same person. Blimey, what happened for one person to get more than one nomination? Mark, you know the drill. Run VT. This is becoming a bit of a thing, Ted. Go on then. Run VT.
Know what he's been given a yellow card for.
Wow. That was Jack Grealish, Ted. Yes, it was. And he wins it by a country mile. So, Ted, Jack Grealish, Aston Villa fans will have us believe, never ever dives. But he clearly dived. We all saw it. Yeah, he did. So what's your acting skills then, Ted? I'm going to reenact Jack Grealish. Right, okay. Do we need to sort of step aside or anything? No, I'll do it here. Okay. Right, let's all strap ourselves in then. Ted's doing Jack Grealish. Take it away, Ted. Ted, let me help you up, buddy. Hang on. What did you think of my acting skills? That was incredible. To be honest, I thought it was Jack Grealish. It was that good. So there we go. This week's little knob of the week, Jack Grealish for that pathetic dive. Absolutely embarrassing. So we'll see you next week then, Ted. Yeah, one thing, you don't get that from Pudsey. No, you're right. We don't get that from Pudsey. See you, Ted. Take care. Okay, time for a bit of zooming in now. Earlier this week, I caught up with Oxfordshire-based musician Tom Davies. We talked football, music, and of course, he picked his ultimate five-a-side team. You'll see a little music clip of him at the end of the interview because that's just how I am. I like to give you guys a treat. So settle back and watch what Tom had to say when we caught up the other evening. Right, so this week on Zooming In, I've got with us Oxfordshire-based musician Tom Davies, who's not only a solo artist, he's in a couple of bands, New Depth and Fallen Angels. So welcome, Tom. Welcome to Beat the First Man.
Thank you very much.
So one of the things I want to do with people on here, as well as football, and me and Tom have just had a brief chat sort of offline. Obviously, football people want to get on here because it's a football-based podcast, etc., etc. But I want to get music people on here as well because you guys have had it tough during lockdown. You've not been able to perform, you've not been able to get out and do what you love. And speaking from experience from a daughter, for you guys, it's not so much the, let's say, 30 quid you get from performing; it's the buzz of performing in front of people.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to give music guys a bit of a platform, really, to sell themselves. So with that, in a minute, we're going to give Tom 60 seconds to plug his music, plug what he does, plug where you might be able to see him in some time in the future, should we ever get out of some sort of lockdown stroke restrictions, and go from there. So as always, we've got What's the Word? So Tom, you've got a football-related word to guess, which is on the back of the board, which is down here.
Cool.
So your buzzer is linked to your football shirt. So your buzzer is yellows. So when you think you heard the word, you just shout yellows and guess the word, and we'll see how you get on. The Stoke Gabriel boys had the opportunity of their first victory last week, and they fluffed their lines and didn't get a word. So guess a word, and you're one up on them already. So I'm going to get my stopwatch, Tom.
Cool.
One stopwatch. We got 60 seconds. Tell me why people should be listening to Tom Davies, where they can find Tom Davies. The floor is yours. Go.
Cool. So I'm an acoustic covers artist. So I'm doing like popular rock and pop songs from like 60s to modern day. So I'm going around like the circuit of pubs around Oxfordshire, but I also do like parties and events and weddings. I'm also in a covers band called Fallen Angels. I've just joined them as the lead singer. Another Oxfordshire-based band. So again, pubs and clubs, parties, weddings, and all that stuff. And I'm also in an originals rock band called New Depth. We're sort of heavy-ish rock. I've got a single out on Spotify called Open Up. So if you want to listen to that, that'd be great. And gigs-wise, it's a bit dry at the minute, obviously, because of lockdown. But I might have one Boxing Day at G&T, but in Carterton. So, yeah, fingers crossed that can still go ahead. So, yeah.
Good work.
There as well.
Good effort. Cracking effort, that. So just for those who didn't quite catch it, so you've got some on Spotify at the moment, one of the bands. So who was that again? Sorry, Tom, just people might not call it.
Yeah, that's New Depth, and the song's called Open Up.
Right, so Open Up by New Depth. So do Tom a favour, get on Spotify, just at least have a listen to it, because you say these guys are desperate to perform to people, and that's at the moment the only avenue they've got. So I, for one, will be on Spotify when we finish. I'll give it a listen. At the end of this zooming in call, there will be a little video clip of Tom performing, so you can see what he's all about. So stick around after that, you can see his performance. But you're not here to talk about your music only, Tom. You're here to talk about your football. Yeah. So those who don't know and can't see the shirt and the badge, who's your team?
So it's Oxford United.
Yeah, so tough start to this season, it's fair to say.
Yeah, very tough. It was a bit of a weird one to start with, because like watching the games for iFollow, I thought we were getting quite unlucky. We were playing quite well, keeping a lot of the ball. But the performances dropped as well as the results. So yeah, it's not been a great start.
Yeah. And excusing my French, the ultimate kick in the bollocks on Saturday.
Yeah. You don't get much worse than that, do you?
For those who don't know, Oxford lost to Swindon on Saturday in was it 2 in the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, pretty much like last 5 minutes, yeah. Both really poor goals as well.
Yeah. Not good. I've got a lot of Oxford mates, so I get the lowdown from them on the good and the bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time I've experienced a loss to Swindon, because I'm only 20, so I think the last time they beat us was in 2001, so I don't remember that. So it's been a nice feeling.
It's not too bad then, is it?
No.
So just to find out a bit more of you, we've got a bit of a mashup of 7-Up and either or, so we've got a few questions for you. So we've got your team already. So your biggest high so far as an Oxford fan?
I'd have to go for promotion 2016, I think. Being there, having a season ticket, going week in, week out and whatever. Yeah, seeing promotion from League 2 to League 1. So that's probably the biggest high at the minute. Yeah.
And on the flip side, the lowest low as an Oxford fan?
There's been many. I think I'd have to say last Saturday, to be honest.
Yeah.
The exact moment that second goal went in was probably the lowest low.
Was the pain eased a little bit with the fact that you weren't actually there and didn't have a couple of thousand Swindon fans in that corner?
Yeah. I think that helped quite a lot. I think it definitely, it would have been a lot worse. And the only other one would be the playoff final as well that we lost. But also it wasn't there because of lockdown again. So yeah, 2 big lows, but thankfully
that was a Wickham one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was another poor goal to give away, but never mind.
That's football.
Yeah, exactly.
So I also know on the quiet that you're a proud Welshman.
Yeah, well, through my dad I am, yeah.
So your choice is Oxford promotion to the Championship or Wales to win the Euros?
Oh, I think Wales to win the Euros would be more just ridiculous, and so I'd have to go with that one just for how stupid it would be if Wales actually managed to win the Euros. So yeah, I'd go for Wales winning the Euros.
And what do you think their chances of repeating the last out? I mean, also the last Euros they got to the semis. What do you think their chances this time round?
I don't think we'll. I think we might get out of the group, but no, I don't think we'll get to the semis this time.
Trust me, as a Scotsman, I'm just happy to be there. I've waited more than your lifetime to be there. So only Scotland could qualify for a tournament where there might be no fans, and it's being held in England and Scotland.
Yeah, exactly.
So Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo for me.
So we've had 3 weeks now, and it's 2-1 Ronaldo. So, but long way to go yet. So a musical twist, and I know you like because you do a bit of Oasis because I've seen some video footage. So Noel or Liam?
Liam, 100% Liam.
Yeah. Okay. And then Ted from the podcast, or Billy Bear from the Billy Bear ham that you used to have in your sandwiches when you went to school.
Ted from the podcast.
Correct. I had to take Pudsey off. Ted wasn't very happy about being compared to Pudsey, so I've had to come up with someone new. He had the on.
No.
Right, so we'll move on from those. It's time to get your ultimate five-a-side team out. So as we discussed previously, to those who just joined us for the first time, people have to pick their ultimate five-a-side team based on players they've seen live and in the flesh. It has to be one goalkeeper, two defenders, one midfielder, and one striker. Can't count players you've watched on the telly. You have to have seen them live. So they're the only rules. So we'll start with your goalkeeper then, Tom.
So I've gone for, obviously being an Oxford fan, we've not seen the most world-class players come through our team. So I've had to go for teams that we've played and I've seen in like friendlies or cup matches. So I've gone for Kasper Schmeichel in goal. He played for Leicester in a friendly against Oxford and had a really good game. So I think that's why I've gone for him. And I couldn't think of any other good goalkeepers that I've seen. So
to be fair, that's not a bad shout. We're going through I'm making a note of them all because I'm going to try and build the ultimate five-a-side team at the end of the season of who people have picked. So we'll see. But so far we've had three separate goalies from three separate players, people. Sorry. So this might take longer than I first anticipated. So was there anyone else that got nearby on the goalie front, or?
I couldn't. I mean, when we played Man City in the cup, and I think it was one of their reserve goalies in there. So I think he had a good game as well because I think that season we had the most shots against Man City out of any team. So he's done well. But no, I think it was. I can't remember who it was now, but I was thinking about putting him in, but then I remembered Schmeichel at Leicester in the friendly. I had a blinder, so I went for him.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So your one defender then.
So my one defender, I went for Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
So again, Man City. That was the 2018 Cup because we had him 2 years in a row. So that was the first one where he was playing.
Yeah, and what made Vincent stand out above everyone else that you've seen?
I think he's just been up there, isn't he, for so long now. He's like, I think he's just world-class centre half, isn't he? Really, so.
Yeah, I think you can always tell. I think you always tell a player better when they leave. I always think that when a player's gone, you can notice how valuable they are to your side when they're gone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
we had Chris Wood for years, and people used to hammer him. But honestly, the minute we've gone, and suddenly we're all going, all we need now is a Chris Wood, and you're like, well, hang on a second, we almost hounded him out, and we tried the same with Bamford, and now finally we've decided that if we be nice to him, actually he plays quite well.
He might stay. Right?
So the first of your midfielders then, Tom.
So this is a big one. I saw him in 2005, I think it was, in a friendly, and that is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Five-a-side team, that's a good shout.
Yeah, best player by far in the team. Yeah, it was Man United versus Oxford as a pre-season friendly, and they played pretty much their first team out, so...
And was he everything that you see on the telly for those of us who haven't seen him live?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, obviously, he was quite young. It was one of his first seasons at United, I think. So he's only, I don't know how old he would have been, but his just touch and his skill on the ball was just amazing. Yeah. And obviously, you can see it on like watching him on videos and stuff. He's just incredible.
I think the biggest thing for me with him, how he's changed as well, is his body shape and how he's changed. Just like this beast now almost. He's just
I know, he's superhuman.
He started off, he was like really white, he was like that in reality, but now he's just he's a proper specimen of a bloke, and he's he must be a frightening prospect to try and defend against.
Yeah, I can't imagine. It's very fun.
So who have you got alongside him doing all his dirty work, because he ain't doing any tackling, so you better stick a tackle.
Well, I got alongside him, I went for David Silva
at
Man City, because again, another Man City player. I just thought in a five-a-side team, I think he'd do so well because, again, his touch and his flair on the ball. You don't need to really run up and down too much, obviously, on a five-a-side pitch. So I went for him in there.
Yeah, no, class act. I think he was one of my favourite Premier League players to watch before we went up. He's just his touch and everything. He just looked like he couldn't be arsed all the time, but he was just
exactly.
he was that comfortable that it was easy for him almost to a certain extent. And again, I think they missed him as soon as he went. I think they didn't.
Yeah, definitely.
So that just leaves your striker. Surely you've gone for Jamie Mackie.
Absolutely not. I think it would be entertaining to see him in there. I'd quite like to play five-a-side with him myself, but no. I've gone for, yeah. So I've gone for another Man United player from that game in 2005, and I've actually gone for Solskjaer.
Right, okay.
Just because of how good he was before. Obviously, this was towards the end of his career when I saw him, but obviously going back and watching old videos of him, he's just an incredible player, isn't he? So
yeah. No, I'd have to say, he was one of those annoying players. If you're not a Man United fan, he just had that knack of scoring when you least wanted him to score. If you were relying on them losing a game or dropping points, he'd just inevitably come up with a last-minute winner or equaliser. He just had that knack, and he was a proper fox in the box. And he wasn't particularly great outside the 18-yard box, but inside it, he was just he's lethal, wasn't he?
I'm going to say yellows, and I reckon fox in the box. Or is it just one word?
It's not necessarily one word. It could be a phrase.
I'll go with fox in the box.
So we see if you're right.
Ah.
No, promotion. When you got asked the question about promotion or the Euros.
Yeah.
As soon as it went, I thought, no, I can't. And I was trying to slip it in again just to give you another opportunity, but it was a good effort.
Yeah, I've just thought fox in the box is an unusual one, so I went for that.
So that's quite an impressive five-a-side team, to be fair. So you got Kasper Schmeichel in goal, Vincent Kompany in defence, Cristiano Ronaldo and David Silva in midfield, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at front. I think the most impressive thing for me is you've watched them all play against Oxford.
Yeah. Very much.
That's credit to you, because I think it's easy to sit there and be a Premier League supporter. I think, but you do support your local team. I know you're a season ticket holder, and you have been previously. And you've seen all these players playing against Oxford, and was there any Oxford players that got close?
I thought about putting Roof in there in midfield. Obviously at Leeds as well. I thought about putting him. But I thought if I was going to do, I think I'd have to do like an ultimate Oxford team, because it would just be a bit unbalanced having Cristiano Ronaldo in there. My Roof when you've got other options.
You can have Roof on the bench then.
Yeah, I'll have Roof on the bench, definitely.
With a Leeds connection, I'll let that go.
Yeah.
we don't have subs in any other team, but seeing as how it's Roof, and I did like Roof when he was with us, I'll let that go. Well, that was brilliant. Thanks very much for that, Tom. As I said earlier, guys, please get out and support live music. These guys are desperate to be back out performing. So when they do get back out performing, don't sit on your asses at home watching the X Factor or The Voice or any of that crap that's on the telly. Get out and see these guys live, honestly. Whether it's Tom, whether it's someone down your local pub, whatever. All they want to do is perform live, and just go and support them, because the more people go and support them, the more pubs and clubs, etc., will book them and give them the opportunities that they want. They're not. Jump in and correct me if I'm wrong here, Tom, but you're not asked if you're playing to 30 people or 300 people, as long as you're performing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the performing that matters, especially at this stage now. Take two people.
You must be desperate to get out and perform.
Yeah.
So
I've got a couple, but
yeah. Well, I mean, it's been a long, hard road for everybody. But I think for performers in particular, I think musicians, actors, actresses, all that type of genre, it's been really tough. And I think you guys need a bit of a break, and I think if we can help support musicians through this podcast in any way, shape or form, if somebody watching this means one person goes and watches you or downloads your record on Spotify, then happy days as far as I'm concerned. It all helps.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's it from me and Tom on Zooming In. If you hang around afterwards, you will see a clip of Tom playing. He's very kindly sent us a clip of him playing, so we'll play that straight after Zooming In. I won't embarrass him by asking him to perform live in front of Zoom to me and him. So next week on Zooming In, all being well, we will have one of our super fans from the other week of the podcast. So we had a little competition to see who could be a super fan. So I'm just waiting for confirmation that he can do next week, but hopefully he'll be on next week. But from myself, Reedy, and from Tom, thanks for watching and Zooming In, and we'll go back to the rest of the show.
Smashing. Thanks for having me on.
No worries.
In your heart, in your mind, I'll stay with you for all time. If I could, then I would. I'll go wherever you will go. We are mine.
So there was Tom, absolutely top bloke, and fair to say a strong five-a-side team as well. That's going to take some beating going forwards. Next week we go international on Zooming In. So remember the super fans, Matthias, Ashley and Nathan from the other week. We set them a little challenge of comments on the YouTube videos. Well, all the way from New Zealand, we will have Matthias coming on the show. So one to look forward to, and be interesting to see his ultimate five-a-side team being based in New Zealand. How many players will we recognise? Let's see. Looking forward to that, Matthias. So we'll catch up in the week with that one. So that just leaves us with Guess v Knowledge, the weekly prediction challenge. So going into last week, it was Guess 6, Knowledge 4. Wow, I don't want to be too smug, but yes, indeed. Guess who got 3 points? Plymouth 2, Lincoln 0, 3 points for Knowledge. So after last week now, it's Knowledge 7, Guess 6. So back in front, the embarrassment thankfully didn't last too long. So this week it's the turn of Gary Wand of a left foot Brooks. Honestly, I used to play with that lad. He has got one of the best left foots you'll ever see. Unbelievable. And we asked him to choose the game, and rather kindly, despite those nice words I've just said about him, he chose the North London derby for us to predict on Sunday between Tottenham and Arsenal. So I decided to break the news to the wife, aka Guess. I got the unexpected response of, I know nothing about football, but I know that's a big game. It wasn't the response I was expecting, I can't lie. Anyway, she had a day of deliberation, but she came back last night, not even chased up for the result, getting better, and she's gone for Tottenham to win 2-1. So for me, this is going to be so tight. I do think Mourinho is going to set up not to lose. I know they're at home and I know it's Arsenal, but I do think he's found a way for Tottenham to play, which is working. And it starts off as setting up not to lose, let's be honest. And I think he will start that way on Sunday against Tottenham. And I think Arsenal are going to go there with a similar mindset. I think Tottenham are just going to sneak it. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Tottenham win. So if you're looking for a correct score bet on the weekend, steer well clear of 1-0, because it definitely won't be that now. I've just said all that. So anyway, that is it for this week. Thanks so much for watching again, guys. Honestly, it's so appreciated. Please click the thumbs up button. Please click the little subscribe button, which comes down here or down here. I never know which side of the screen it comes on. I told you, I'm no good at this. I'm just a middle-aged bloke having a bit of a laugh doing a football podcast, which some people seem to enjoy. So let's just carry on while we have fun. So have a good week, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm. It's Baltic outside, and we'll see you all next week. Take care.